You talk a little O's baseball from time to time, and just off of the NFL tip, even though it's not your business, but you sometimes make it your business. If Jose Bautista is of interest to the Baltimore Orioles, as we've heard he is that cool with you?
It's not cool with me. I can't imagine it's cool with that clubhouse. And I think where does that keep popping up? Because I could see that being, a couple years ago, there was the whole Duquette thing, right? And you guys were interested in Duquette, and I was like, please, Lord, let them have him. I'll trade a player with him to get him out of here. And so I wonder if now this is just a little bit of sort of gamesmanship on the O's part, and whoever's throwing that out there, whether it's Duquette himself or whomever. What they've basically done the last, forever, really, with their DH is wait for a guy to fall through the cracks and then get him on the cheap,
Pedro Alvarez.
Nelson Cruz, Pedro Alvarez, even Trumbo. I mean, they got Trumbo in the last year of his deal. They gave up Steve Clevenger for him. I mean, it was nothing. So you're going to tell me now, after being in a situation where people are like, stop playing slow-pitch fastball, stop getting unathletic, slow pitch softball players to clog up, a corner outfield spot and first base and DH. I can't imagine that they're going to pay this guy $20 million a year or whatever for 3 or 4 years to do that. It would stun me. I mean, things shock me all the time, but I can't imagine there's a whole lot real going on with that. I think something like Pagan, or if they were going to spend, it would be for Dexter Fowler. I can't imagine it would be for Bautista.
Yeah, and this is what we asked the guy in Dallas this morning, because rumors linking him not only to the Baltimore Orioles, but the Texas Rangers, of all teams, having an interest in Jose Bautista as well. And the guy in Dallas said, hey, listen, yeah, I'd be cool with it as long as he helps us win, but I don't think there's a player in that clubhouse that wants to see him in their uniform. So, it's all, and if you ask different fans around the league, nobody seems to want Jose Bautista. It's kind of an interesting situation when you got a power bat like that. He's young, but he's not, he's older, but he's not too old to continue to produce. And it seems like nobody wants the guy.
No, I mean, and what the Orioles need is that they need Dexter Fowler. They need a right fielder who could lead off, who's going to get on base 40% of the time, who's going to hit 20 doubles, who could steal 15 bases, who could be a catalyst and play plus outfield defense. What they don't need another Mark Trumbo. I mean, if they're going to do that, they're just going to pay Trumbo. That's the whole thing. Like, I'm not buying that one on a bunch of different levels, and especially as much as Buck is sort of, stuck in 1950 when it comes to sort of chemistry and some of this stuff. I can't imagine that he's a guy they'd break the bank for on a long-term deal. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Do the fans want Trumbo back?
Maybe I'm giving the Orioles too much credit for being like nefarious. It could just be the agent doesn't have a whole lot, so he's just throwing stuff out there. I mean, that could be the case too.
Anything on the Manny Machado front, or he's going free agency guaranteed?
I mean, They say they made a run at him last offseason. I don't know how serious it is, I mean, like, if you offer, Big Mac contracts to a guy who's filet mignon, I mean, I guess you could say you tried to sign him. I mean, did you really try? So I don't know. They got a decision to make with him and Scope. If they're not going to keep them both, they've got Scope, Tillman, Britton, and Machado, who all by the end of the 28th season could all be out of here, which I'd be shocked if they kept more than two of them. It might only be one. They need to be very realistic in their own internal calibrations about what the future holds and what Angelos is willing to spend. And whichever two or three won't be here, I'd be all for them trading them now.